What's up, everybody, and welcome back. It's your boy Rico No Suave. Let me say it again, Rico No Suave, and welcome back to another great show. Oh man, I am super happy to be back with each and every one of you guys. Bienvenido a todos, mi gente. Ya llegué otra vez, the Rico No Suave show. Yes, and I'm super happy to be back with you. It just feels like I just seen you, but you already know we're back. We back, baby. We are back. So get ready because we're going to have a great show. All right, everybody, we got to start off the show because we got to talk about something that happened so far within our world of social media. And the big one was TikTok. Yes, see that? TikTok. So TikTok was actually banned on January 19th. And we knew that this ban was actually coming. And of course, China and the whole political realm was saying, hey, we're no longer going to be doing business with you guys, so we're going to kill TikTok on January 19th. I'm not a political guy, everybody, but what I can tell you is that there's a 50-50 thing with everything when it comes to social media. There's that good and there's that bad, right, when it comes to social media. And the one thing about social media is that viewers like ourselves love to see content creators, and that's good because when we do see content creators, it's more of being able to see exactly what creativity that we can actually see out in the world. But then also you have the bad side, of things that where people are showing hate, showing all different types of crazy things as well. There's another piece of it as well too for content creators that they actually sell merchandise or they get sponsorships and people may send them money, right? And, social media nowadays is just a really big e-commerce type platform. But there's that one thing that where people realize that sometimes content creators, they do this for a living. But when they do it for a living, they do it on a platform that they think that's going to be longevity. And some of the things that we see as a talk show host, as a content creator, there's money that's involved that you never know how long a platform is going to survive. And unfortunately, it was shut down for at least 4 hours. So when you went to TikTok and you look and they say, hey, this is no longer in service. There was other two that was there, Lemon 8, and I think there was CapCut. CapCut is also a video editor, and I didn't realize that CapCut was part of that whole conglomerate with TikTok and Lemonade. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, imagine if I would have had so much money going invested into TikTok and I was actually selling merchandise and I had, something that was going on for quite some time. I was consistent with it. And all of a sudden, within those 4 hours, I could have lost a lot of money. So this is for me to you guys that, hey, of course, the new president, Donald Trump, has reinstated that, and we don't know what's going to happen next. My suggestion to everyone that's out there as far as in the social media world that, always have a backup. Always look at other platforms to be able to spread yourself across platforms. Sometimes we say we put our eggs all in one basket. But I tell you here at the Rico No Suave show, we do not do that. But this was something that was pretty big. That was something that really hit really hard in regards to a lot of people with TikTok itself. So look at different platforms. Look at, different strategies, right? You're a creative contenter. Hey, if you do creative content, just make sure you're looking at different platforms that you can be able to spread across, because you never know what's going to happen with TikTok, or you never know what's going to happen with Instagram or these other big platforms, because it's all into competition with different big companies. But just wanted to let you guys know I was part of it, right? I was like, oh, my God, because I have another business. I'm like, oh, my God, oh, man, it's shut down. But, that's the way the world goes, everyone. So hopefully you guys that's out there, that's content creators, please be safe out there in the internet world, and also make sure that don't just put all of your eggs in one basket, spread it across. All right, let's get it on, everybody. I just want to tell you guys about that because this young lady that's tuning in from the UK, it's about 1 o'clock in the morning where she's at. And, she said, you know what, Rico, no suave, because I love your name, I'm going to stay up at
Okay.
1 a.m. because I want to talk to you and your fan base, and I want to let everybody in the world know about me at 1 a.m. Now, that is a true survivor of the internet. And as an artist, right? As an artist as well, too, guys, I want you to put your hands together. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, she's a multi award winning artist. Put your hands together for, in the UK, my girl, Deborah Fenella. Let's go.
Oh, thank you so, so much, Rika. I'm so excited and so blessed to be on your show again as well. I say it must have been about a year and a half ago since I last was on Heart of Hollywood with you, wasn't I? And
That's
I just feel so blessed. I thought I'll reach out. You said about coming on the Rico No Smile show, so I messaged you, didn't I, via email last year and said, "Hey, Rico, can I come on your show, please?" And you got back to me. So I'm so blessed. Thank you so much for having me on your show again. I feel so honoured and so blessed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being back on the show as far as with me. And thanks so much once again for,
Oh.
hopefully that you rest well because I know it's 1 a.m. in the morning. I hope I'm able to keep you energized and hopefully you'll be able to go to sleep after this because this hour might keep you up till 5 a.m.
That's okay. That's what I'm used to being up all hours anyway. Just for busy packing at the moment as well. So
Okay.
I'm not getting
Okay.
much sleep anyway, so don't worry about it. I say so excited for the show.
Well, we got a
Bless you.
fun filled pack show for everybody to be able to see today. But, we got to get started. I'm ready to get this party going. Are you ready?
I certainly am.
Let's go. All right. So, when it comes to different countries around the world, when it comes to your style in music, how would you describe your style being in the UK?
I suppose being a social conscious music producer, my music's very different. I love the 80s. So I write and record trance music and psytrance. And then also I like country. So I've released a couple of country songs. I love pop. So I can honestly say it's lots of different genres, really. All of my music is very diverse. And quite often people don't know what I'm going to release next because it's always different.
Nice.
So I feel really blessed to work with some very talented people in the music industry. I've got a fantastic composer friend called Mark Bustle. He works a lot with my songs, and also Kay. The Kay works with the trance and the trance songs. And I've got Ben Jones at Basement Studios Wimborne, and he's a fantastic sound engineer. So I feel very honoured and blessed to have a dynamic team that I work with. We are a family. We work together and create social conscious music to bring more awareness planetary, but also to promote more peace and love within this world of change, because there's so many changes happening around the world globally at this moment in time. But peace is the answer. So I do, very much focus a lot on peace.
I like that. I like that. Because
Oh,
your
thank you.
style, because your style is, and whenever I think of the UK, I think about the different styles of when it comes to fashion, when it also comes to how you guys produce videos, right? And
Yes.
also, there's so many different genres of music, but I love the accent, man. I love you guys' accent. Your accent's
Oh,
out of the
thank
bomb.
you.
I love the accent. And it comes to a fact of how you differ yourself from other countries. But I love it that you do
Yeah,
focus on, world peace, right? As far as for
yeah,
you, when you're writing songs, or you're ready to produce a song, what comes to mind? It could be any song that you actually produce, but when it comes to you as a songwriter and you want to be able
yeah.
to put those words out to the world, how do you come up with thoughts of how you want to write a specific song?
Well, I am a very spiritual person, and I always say God is my employer, to be honest.
I like
And
that.
I meditate a lot, and I think, what does the world need to hear? So, depending on which topic that I choose, I sit down and very quietly on my own, and all of these words start sort of dancing around in my head once I've got the song title. And then I think, right, so say for instance, like Let's End War, Ain't Gun Enough Crime, which is my Rise Up for Peace campaign charity song I wrote last year when I got involved in Wake Up, Rise Up for Peace. And Douglas Payne was the actual founder. And it was through my friend Ali, who was a radio presenter. She was playing some of my songs, and Douglas listened to it, and he said, "Hey, who's this young lady? I love her voice." And she said, "She's my friend Deborah Fenella." And he said, "I really want her to be part of Wake Up Rise of Peace." And she said, "Well, she's a very spiritual person. I'm sure, she would be interested, but I'll ask her." So Ali rang me up and she said, "Deborah," she said, "you wouldn't believe this, but Douglas Payne, he heard you, he loves your voice, and he wants you to be part of Wake Up, Rise Up for Peace. I'm going to hook you up. What do you think?" And I said, "Of course, I'd love to," because she knows I'm always getting involved in lots of good causes anyway. So next week, she links me up with Douglas, and he tells me more about Wake Up, Rise Up for Peace campaign that he started 6 years ago to end wars and gun and knife crime globally. And then I said to Douglas, "I tell you what, I'm going to write a song." And he said, "Okay." He said, "What are you going to call it?" I said, "Let's End Wars in Gun and Knife Crime." So he said, "That'd be fantastic, Deborah. And by the way, I'd like you to host the stage on World Peace Day." So I said, "That'd be amazing." So I contacted my friend Elaine Elizabeth Presley, Elvis's daughter, and I said, "Hey, Liz," because she's a fantastic singer-songwriter herself. And I said, "Guess what?" And she said, "What?" I said, "I'm part of Wake Up, Rise Up for Peace now." She said, "Are you?" I said, "Yes." I said, "How do you fancy getting involved?" And Liz is always up for good causes as well. So she said, "How can I help, Deborah?" And I said, "Well, firstly, how about becoming an ambassador for Wake Up, Rise Up for Peace with me? And would you like to host the stage with me?" And she said, "Of course I would." So when I got back to Douglas Payne, I said, "Hi, Douglas." I said, "Guess what?" And he said, What? And I said, "Elaine Elizabeth Presley, Alice's daughter, would love to host stage with me." And he went, "No way." And I said, "Yes." He said, "That would be amazing." So I linked Liz up with Douglas Payne, and they got chatting, and we started having meetings ready for World Peace Day last year. And in the midst of all that, I wrote the song "Let's End Wars and Gun and Knife Crime." I contacted my friends, Mark Bussell, and I said to Mark, I said, "Hey, Mark, got another good cause here." And he said, "What's that?" And I said, "It's all about world peace. And I'm part of Wake Up, Rise Up for Peace now." He said, "That's fantastic." So I said, "I've written a song, Let's End Wars in Gun and Knife Crime. Would you be interested in composing the music?" He said, "Of course I will." So he asked me when I was free, and asked him when he was free. And within a couple of weeks, he was over. We composed the music, and then we was in the studio very quickly. We actually released it back in August last year, of which radio stations all over the world have been playing the song. And my music producer, Sashitra, composed the actual music video for it, and he's amazing. He works a lot with me as well, and also Ben Jones, sound engineer from Basement Studios Wimborne. So we all worked together on that particular song. So I just hope it opens people's eyes, let's end wars and gun and knife crime and choose peace instead, and learn to forgive each other and stop that anger and stop the hate. So the words are very poignant. So I did meditate. I was thinking very much about the song. What very words of wisdom can I offer this world to get people to stop and think and be thought provoking? So the song is very much like that, I think, to be honest, Rico. I don't know if you've actually watched it all the way through, but it's all about stop the hurt, stop the hate, and gun knife crime. It's time to change, choose peace instead, and learn to forgive each other. So I hope it really does help people to stop and think.
I love that. I love that.
Oh, thank you.
Because the thought process that you have, love, when it comes to the spiritual piece, which is good
Yeah.
to be able to help you understand. And I was kind of talking about this between, with social media, the good and the bad, right? And
Yes,
understanding how to
I agree. Yeah.
basically make the bad go away so we can have the good, right? And then there's,
Yes.
there's lessons learned as well when it comes to, things that's put out there for you to be able to say, "Oh man, I went through the same thing there, and now I
Yeah.
understand how to not do that again." Because your music and the music that you're doing in person performing, but also for you to be able to be that good humanitarian to be able to
Oh,
say,
thank you.
"Hey, I'm singing my songs for you to understand
Yeah.
that there is a good side of you as a person."
Yes.
Um,
Oh, most definitely. I
when
dedicate my
you,
life to
uh
be of
huh,
service, Rico. I'm very much a humanitarian
yeah,
of world peace and a promoter of world peace as well. I'm also a Reiki master. So I'm a healer as well. So in my heart, it's all about healing and peace and love and light, which is so poignant, I think, to this world in these times of change. For people to come together, let's stop the wars now. Let's all come together in peace and harmony. And I think a lot of people will reiterate that. Too many lives are sadly lost due to wars. I know not everyone
Yeah.
can get on, but let's agree to disagree and let's choose peace instead. It's just so important.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that. I need to take
Oh,
you
thank you.
back a little bit because when I did interview you before on the Heart of Hollywood magazine, and I want to take it back a little bit because you've been in the industry for a while. All right, you've been in the industry
Yes.
for a while, and a while can be a long time to me,
Yes.
and it might
It
feel
has
like a
been a long
short
time
time to
actually,
you,
since I was
right?
7. So it's a very long time. I won't say how old I am, but yeah, since I was 7, I started out in the modelling, TV, and casting world when
Yeah.
I joined Tuesday Child Modelling Agency, and my agent back then was Jenny. So I was sort of thrown into it from a very early age, really. And from a little girl growing up, I always wanted to sing to the world and heal people's broken hearts and minds, and create more peace and love and harmony in this world. So I feel eternally blessed and grateful to Gary Knight K Dragon Records for signing me up. And I'm now head of Special Edition Records, where I sign artists to release charity songs, because I'm always writing and releasing charity songs for lots of different charities. And Gary Knight said to me, "You're very passionate and want to make the world a better place." So he said, I want you to now be head of A&R Special Edition Records, where you can support artists to release charity songs and sign artists to release charity songs. So I'm always on the lookout. So if anyone's listening today and you've got a good cause that you really would love to write a charity song, please get in contact with me. And I
Yes.
would love to release it for you through Special Edition Records. You can contact me through Special Edition Records on all social media platforms, or Special Editions Record Label at gmail.com. That's another link where you can contact me. But as I say, it'd just be wonderful to hear from you. So if you've got a good cause or you've written a song that you would like to release for charity, get in contact and I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely make sure that they get your contact information right
Oh, thank
now.
you.
And I mean not right now, sorry. We're gonna make sure that they
I
get
think
your
we've got
contact information towards the end. Because once they
bless
see
you.
once they see, the special thing I wanna give them, which is,
Yeah.
from what you produced, as far as with
Oh, thank
other
you.
great people on the team. But you did talk
Yeah.
about a little bit about actress, and you did talk about
Yes.
you being a model, right? We
Yeah.
do have a few pictures. We do have a few pictures of you that we do want
Have
to
you been my social
show
media
the
page?
the we want to show the audience because there's one that you have,
Oh,
the
thank
one that
you.
we used for our promotion to promote you, which was beautiful, awesome.
Oh,
I do
thank
want to
you.
show them that. Hopefully, we do have that in the system. We'll probably pull that up. Uh, yes, yes.
Oh, thank you.
Mickey Shields, good photography right there. Mickey Shields, that was awesome. I love that.
He's amazing. That was actually taken at Belfast Castle, and I was invited over there by Equal Alternative Fashion Week to do a bit of modelling for a bridal shop in Belfast. Lindy Loop, I think she was called, or Lindy Lop, or something like that. And she has some stunning, beautiful bridal gowns. And she said that I could choose which ones I wanted to wear. So that was even better. Because many years ago, I used to work in a bridal shop, and every time the wedding dresses were in, when our manager was out, me and my friend, we used to try on all of the wedding dresses, and we had like some stairs we used to walk down very gracefully. So when I got invited along to Belfast Alternative Fashion Week to do a bit of modelling, I jumped at the chance to do a bit of bridal modelling because I just loved all of the beautiful gowns. And that was a beautiful, stunning gown that I was very blessed to be able to model as
That
well.
is awesome. That's beautiful. I
Mm.
love that. Man,
Oh, thank
that
you.
scenery, that scene right there, I can like see myself, in that scenery. I mean, not saying that you look beautiful more than me, but I love vintage stuff. I love like the old
I
school
do.
look. Oh, it
I
looks
do.
so nice. It is beautiful. So I,
It
I was
does.
like, I gotta use this photo. I'm like, I gotta use this photo because this photo is awesome. And I said, we gotta talk about that photo. A big shout out
Oh,
to
thank
the
you.
photographer too. It was awesome, awesome. Let's
Oh,
shift
thank
the
you so
gears.
much.
We're gonna shift the gears real quick because being an actress, and also being a model, two different things, right?
They certainly are.
And being able to be that model, of course, it's all about the camera. But then when you go as far as being an
Yes,
actress, it's all about the video camera, right? It's all
yes.
about the video camera. How did you
And both are your
balance
best
those?
friends.
Say it again.
And they say the camera is your best friend, and
It
also the
is.
video camera as well is your best friend.
It
That's what
is.
that's what they said when I was doing my TV presenting course many years ago. So, the video camera is your best friend.
Right, right. Because that's the only thing we can talk to or we can smile at,
It is.
right? So, how did you balance the two, the actress and also being a model?
I think going back from a very early age, I've always been very much into the sort of entertainment, really, singing and dancing and acting, going right back, a little girl at school and joining the school choir as well. So sometimes, I could be singing, and then other times, I could be called on film set, and Jenny could contact me, my manager, just, hey, Deborah, a casting's coming up for you for modelling for Littlewood's catalogue, say, for instance, Kay's catalogue. So next minute, my mum would have to pick me up from school and quickly do my hair and rush down to Manchester, because we lived in Manchester,
Mm-hmm.
into the centre of Manchester we had to go to. And then I'd be called in, quickly get, changed in front of the camera, and then you do a bit of modelling. And then other times I could go and get called up for, one of the times was Etch-a-Sketch and Spirograph. So it's back in the TV studios again, as a young child. And they would take like stills, and then you'd be on like the cover of these particular games. So every casting was different, Rico, but it was never a dull moment. You met some wonderful people, and especially when it was like the catalogue modelling.
Yeah,
Sometimes, depending on who was modelling for and which brand, they would give you free clothes, which was
that's good.
wonderful. I remember as a child, one time they wanted me to model in knickers and vests, and I said to my mum, "Oh no, I'm not going to do that." And I think I must have only been about 8 at the time.
Uh-huh.
So my mum went back to Jenny, my agent, and she said, "I'm really sorry, but Debbie said no, she won't model knickers and vests. She'll do clothes, but she won't do that." So I didn't do that particular casting. But the good thing is you can turn it down. Even now when I get casted on a film set, you can pick and choose which ones that you want to do. Quite often castings will come in from a casting agent, and they say, "This casting's come in, would you like to apply?" And then you can decide whether it's for you or not for you. If they think that you fit the category, for instance, depending on what the director and the producer is looking for, they would then obviously sort of send out the sort of like casting details, and then you are then given the option, which is really good. And sometimes you put forward and you don't get chosen, so there's a lot of rejection in the modelling, the TV casting world. So it's important you don't take it personally,
Yeah,
because as one door closes, and if you're not suitable for one particular job, then another job could come in and you are suitable for that particular job.
yeah,
So it's really important. Anyone that's thinking of going into that type of industry, please don't take it personally. It just depends on what sort of details, as to which character that they want you to play, whether you fit that criteria, and also personality and looks and everything else as well. So I think that's one thing I would say to anybody that wants to become an actress or a model, but even a singer as well, because there's a lot of rejection in singing. I mean, I've done a lot of singing competitions over the years, like the X Factor and Britain's Got Talent, The Voice, MGT's Got Talent, and then a couple of others as well. And I remember multiple times going backwards and forwards, and there's so many different stages that people didn't realise with the X Factor. You had to get through 3 stages before you went in front of the judges, and same as Britain's Got Talent.
yeah,
But I'm one of these people, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again, and eventually you will get there. So it's all about perseverance, determination, and positive mental attitude, and how much do you really want it. So,
I like
my
that.
advice to anybody, don't give up. And I remember years ago, I was determined to sing to Simon Cowell, and I kept getting very close on the X Factor. And 3 times I got through to the 3rd stage. And then I started applying for Britain's Got Talent, and then I again got to the third stage multiple times, and then eventually I got through to the actual live shows with a rapper singing Simon Cowell's God, which he did really love back in, that was 2017 for their 10th anniversary. So it was a bit
Nice.
surreal of like 10 years going backwards and forwards to all these different castings and, getting so close and yet so far and doing all my singing grades up to a grade 8. In the next minute, you're shaking hands with Anton Deck and who are you? And then you've got like Amanda Holden, you've got Simon Cowell there, and Alicia Dixon and David Williams all sort of sat behind this long
Nice.
desk with like, sort of
Wow.
Britain's Got Talent, like the X Factor, sorry. And they're also like looking at you and who are you? So it's a bit surreal when you do finally get sort of like through, but it's just wonderful. It really is when you do get through. It's a sense of achievement, and it is like a dream come true. So anyone who wants to, go down that path, my advice to you is never give up on your dreams. Keep persevering, and keep, practicing. Practice makes perfect.
Yes.
And the more you practice, the better you become as well. Especially with singing, so you have to keep, your vocal cords trained. It's, daily. They say sing daily for an hour. Just keep those vocal cords trained, and that does really help you and strengthens your voice as well.
I like that. I
Mm.
like that.
Thank
I
you.
like that. Oh, I I'm just in awe in regards to, becoming that model and becoming that actress and being able to be on a voice and kind of like I always like to watch sometimes like clips of Britain's Got Talent, and it's
Yes.
it's so cool that you actually were able to experience that. The one cool thing about it is that you got free clothes, and when you get free
Yes.
clothes as a kid, I know moms was like, yes, bring it on, bring me more, bring me more
I
free
think it's
clothes.
most mum's dreams, isn't it, really? And kids as well. I mean, I love clothes. I've always loved clothes since I was a little girl growing up because my mum was a dressmaker. And my mum
Okay,
used to make our clothes. And my cousin, she was a fashion buyer for New Look. So whenever
okay.
I go up and see my auntie up in London, she'd say, come upstairs, look in the wardrobe. My daughter's bought loads of clothes. You can help yourself. So we'd come home with billions full of clothes. And my sister would say, wow, this is like Christmas. You've got all these wonderful clothes. So,
Yeah.
yes, I do like clothes, I must admit. And dressing up as well. When I'm on film set or when I'm on stage performing, in musical theatre, or when I'm doing fashion modelling. I do just love dressing up.
I love it.
It's
I
good fun.
love it. So I love it to the fact that here in the U.S., when we get free clothes, it's a good thing, and
Yes,
it's
it certainly
always
is.
it's always a fashionable thing. I like the old school clothes. Like I'll go to
Yeah,
Salvation Army, if I
yeah,
wanted to, or to get secondhand clothes or something like that. That's just
yeah.
super cool, and it's
It
kind of like
is.
vintage, but it's such an appreciation of even
It is.
when like your mom, she was a sewer, she like made your clothes, and that's super awesome. Do you have any of I mean, I don't know, I mean, I guess if my mom made something for me, will I still have it?
Yeah.
Probably not. Like, have you kept any of the materials or anything that your mom made for you from back in the day?
Not from childhood, but I still take my clothes around to my mum even now, and I say, "Hey, mum, this needs turning up. Can you do it for me?" But she has actually made a few of my costumes when I've been in musical theatre.
Yeah.
I mean, going back a few years back now, I
Uh-huh.
was in an old time musical, and I sang all that jazz, and she made me a Charleston dress, and it was bless her. And my mum is very clever,
My gosh.
and she made my best friend's wedding dress a few years ago as
Oh
well. So
wow.
I'm very lucky, really, to have a mum as a seamstress.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. What's your mother's name?
My mum's name is Mavis.
Mavis?
Mavis, yes.
Mavis. All right, Mavis. I'm calling you because I'm gonna need a suit made. I'm calling you, Mavis.
She would love
Everybody,
that.
oh man, Deborah, I'm so happy that you're here, but
She
we
love
got to
that.
take a break because time is flying by
Okay.
fast. We're already at the 30-minute mark. But everybody, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to take a quick break because you already know we got the singer, the songwriter, and she's just killing it, right? She's an actress, multi award winning, Deborah, Fenella. Everybody will be back in 30 seconds. We'll see you back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. You already know your boy Rico No Suave with none other than the beautiful, the talented, and she's up at 1:30 in the morning at this time. And it is Deborah Fenella. Deborah, are you having a good time?
I certainly am, and I'm so blessed to be on your show, Rico. I love coming on.
Thank you. Thank you. That makes me feel good. Thank you so much. To all of my people in the UK, I hope you're watching as well too. But thank you. Thank you so much for being with
Oh,
us.
you're welcome. Thank you so much as well. I'm so grateful.
So, before I give them, we got a few minutes before we get into, the surprise I have for everyone that we're gonna bless them with. But when it comes to acting, right? The no,
Yes.
I'm gonna take a step. I'm gonna take a step back because being a singer and also being a songwriter, kind of comes in hand when you're doing both, right? It's like your mother putting the
Yeah.
pieces together to make something beautiful, right?
Yes.
And when it comes to being a singer and a songwriter, there is the fashion piece that we kind of talked about, and then also there is the stage presence of being able to perform in
Yes.
front of people. I want you to tell us a memorable time where you were on stage and you had an outfit that was just so awesome that you will never forget. Talk to us about your stage that you've been on that you were able to perform and sing. Let's go.
Well, I'm actually going to tell you something really funny now,
Okay.
because going back many years ago, my niece, myself, and my friend Amelia, we were all going up to London to audition for the X Factor, and my mum had made all of our dresses, and we were going to be called the Dream Girls because I love Diana Ross and Supreme. So my mum made these beautiful cerise pink, really shiny fishtail dresses, and we got the train up to London, and my mum made mine so tight I could barely sort of like walk in it. And obviously, when you go to the tube, sometimes you've got lots of stairs going up and lots of stairs going down. And I remember that we actually got to, I think it was the O2 that we actually went to. And I sort of looked down and I thought, oh my goodness, my dress is ripped. And it's literally ripped at the front, leading right up. And there was lots of media there, and the Metro newspaper photographers there as well. And I said to my niece and my friend Amelia, I said, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? My dress is really ripped up. So luckily my friend Amelia
Uh
was
huh.
wearing a scarf. So she said, quick, take the scarf. So I wrapped the scarf around my waist and I sort of tied a knot on it. And I looked at him, a little bit sort of like a sort of a gypsy going on the stage, sort of ready to sing.
Uh huh.
And it did actually cover the rip, but I was the only one that had the actual scarf. So by the time we got into perform for the actual producers and started like singing, I was like telling them the funny story about it, and they laughed. They thought it was really funny, and we did actually get through. And we was like so excited, like jumping up and down. Yay, we got through!
Oh,
And it was a wonderful
nice.
experience. It was so embarrassing, Rico. I was like panicking, thinking, "Oh my god, what if that split goes up a little bit higher and higher?" Because all the stitching just came undone when my
Uh-huh.
mum had made my dress so skin tight. So that was quite an embarrassing moment.
Oh, no.
Another time was on Britain's Got Talent, like I said to you, go back in 2017.
Yeah.
And I think that must have been about my sixth time of actually applying to go on Britain's Got Talent. And I was approached by this particular rapper, and he said, I want you to be involved in this project, and we will be called Hip Opera. So we sort of got together, and he said, I've written a song called Simon Cowley's God. You're going to sing the opera, and I'm going to sing the rap. So we went in the recording studios and we had to record it. And again, even though the producers contacted him about it, we still had to record it, send it in, and they had to sort of decide whether they were going to get us to go up or not. So it was meant to surprise Simon Cowell with this particular song. So we quickly recorded it, and then they said, right, the rest of the producers are going to have a look at it, we'll get back to you. So we had to wait a little while. And all of a sudden, I said to the rapper, you need to be positive, because I'm very much about the law of attraction and manifesting, and anything is possible, set your mind to it. And he was like sort of panicking, saying, no, we haven't got first. No, we have. And then literally a few hours later, we get a phone call from the producers saying, you've got through. We want you to come up to London and sing in front of Simon Cowell. So he's like, wow, this is amazing.
Wow.
So we both went up to London, and they asked us to get there for 9:30 in the morning. People don't realise how long you've got to wait around on Britain's Got Talent. We didn't actually get on the stage until I think it's about midnight. And I had a chest infection. I was like dreading, being poorly, ready to go on stage. But luckily my voice started clearing. And then when we did get on the stage, you're shaking hands with Ant and Dec, and who are you? And I'm saying, well, I'm Deborah Fenella, and, this is the rapper Cream. And then next minute, you're in front of Simon Cowell and Co., and they say, and who are you? Well, the actual producers, the microphone that they gave me didn't work. So Simon couldn't hear me, and he's going, who are you? And I'm trying to speak, and you're literally there in front of 5,000 people live. And Simon's going, I can't hear her. And then the next minute, the producers come running over with another microphone, handing it to me. And I said, hi, I'm Deborah Fenella. I'm a singer-songwriter. So I started chatting to Simon Cowell. And then he said, and what are you singing today? And I said, we're singing Simon Cowell is God and his face. It was a picture. It really was a picture. So next minute, started singing Simon Cowell is God. And if you can imagine, there's 5,000 people in this beautiful Victorian stage. And they're all standing up, and they're all sort of dancing around and really sort of surprised with this particular song. And then you've got Alicia Dixon up dancing and David Williams, and then you've got Amanda Holden sort of frowning and not knowing what to make of it whatsoever. Bless her. And then afterwards, because I didn't realise that we was actually in the competition. And next minute, Amanda, she didn't think the opera and hip hop went together, so she said no. And then Alicia Dixon turned around and said, you rocked that stage, Deborah Fenella. She said, I loved it. She said, definitely yes from me. And then David Williams, said the same. He said, I absolutely loved it. He said, I can stop dancing. He said, yes from me. And then Simon, he sort of sat there and he's like, with his hand like this, and he's going, Deborah Fenella. He said, you're mad. He said, but in a nice way. He said, I like you. He said, it's definitely yes for me. And I was jumping up and down, yes, got through. Nice. So next minute, we sort of went off to the side of the stage. And then Ant and Dec were getting us to sing, Simon Cowell is gone. They were singing with us. And we had so much fun. And then we had to get interviewed again by Stephen Mulhern. And as we went back upstairs, he got me singing Stephen Mulhern was God. Which was great fun, because he's so funny. He's such a scream. You can have so much fun with Stephen Mulhern. So we had such a wonderful time. We got through to Deliberation Day, but we didn't get through into the finals, unfortunately. The semi-finals, because they have you have the sort of first stage in front of the judges, then the Deliberation Day, then the semi-finals, and then it goes straight to the finals. But it was just a wonderful opportunity. And then I got signed by K-Dragon Records. And one of my friends, Gary, he lives in America, and he went on X Factor. And he knew about my experience going on Britain's Got Talent and Simon. And I told him what Simon said previously. And he said, hey, Deborah. He said, guess what? And I said, what, Gary? He said, I'm on the X Factor. I said, really? He said, yes. He said, you wouldn't believe who's my mentor. I said, not Simon Cowell. And he said, yes, he is. I said, I love Simon. He's amazing. And he said, well, I said to Simon, do you remember Deborah Fenella? And he said, yes, I do remember Deborah Fenella. And he said, well, she's signed to a record label now. And he showed Simon some of my songs. And one of them was Homeless at Christmas, but the homeless man that I helped sadly died the next day in the freezing cold in Hamburg, bless him. So I wrote a song all about helping the homeless and be kind. Yeah. And Simon said, I like Deborah's style, and that really boosted my confidence, to be honest. Nice. So I felt very blessed and honoured. Then I got invited again back onto a private audition for the X Factor. Nice. Funny enough, and I got invited then up to London studios in front of the executive of the X Factor. But before then, there was a guy that came down from Sony, and I was singing Annie Lennox, I Put a Spell on You. And as because I do all the actions, obviously being an actress, and he was almost like he was hypnotized. He couldn't take his eyes off me. And the lady from the X Factor, she was like laughing and giggling. And afterwards, she said to him, she said, "You couldn't take your eyes off Deborah Fenella. It's almost like you was under a spell." And he looked at me and he started chuckling. He said, "Deborah," he said, "whatever you do, don't change, will you?" He said, you are such a lovely lady. He said, "I couldn't take my eyes off you." He said, "You hypnotized me when you were singing that song." He said, "It's definitely yes for me." And I gave him a big hug. I said, "Thank you so much." So then I went off to London studios, but unfortunately the executive director sort of blocked me going through. But I'd already achieved, the opportunity to sing in front of Simon Cowell. So awesome. I didn't enter any more after that, to be honest. And that now with K-Dragon Records, I feel so blessed that my music can be heard all over the world and help people, uplift people and heal people in need, and bring more awareness globally of, peace, love and light and world peace.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome. I had to tell you, I mean, just sitting back and just listening to you and hearing all of the great things, and when, you hear Simon's name, it's like, ooh, when you hear Simon, like, what is he going to say to you? But that makes a good transition into what, we have a surprise for the audience, because the one biggest thing about what you're doing and what you have been doing was giving the world what they want to see and also mesmerizing people, right? And that's good in a good way, And I think because of your singing, your talent, and of course you being a model, and thanks to moms as well too, with helping you out as far as with the attachments that you have for people to be able to see you in action on stage. And I think it all comes together. But what does come together right now is, how do we stop the crime? How do we stop as far as negativity within each other? So we're going to play your video. We're going to play your video, and this one, of course, is featuring Mark Bustle. This is you, Deborah Fenella. And the name of this video, everyone, and I want you guys to sit back and relax. It's about 5 minutes, but I want you guys to enjoy this. It's called "Let's End War and Gun Knife Crime." It's a charity song. Deborah Fenella featuring Mark Bustle. Everybody, sit back, relax. Let's enjoy it. Let's go.
Wake up, rise up for peace. We can change the world. It's time to save more lives. Stop the hurt, stop the pain. And gun and knife crime. It's time for us to change. Let's end all the wars and stop all the hate. Choose peace and love instead. Learn to forgive each other. Stop the hurt, stop the hate. Stop the wars, stop the pain. And gun and knife crime, it's time to change. We can save the world, we can save more lives. Choose peace instead. Let's forgive each other. Don't let fear cloud your view. It's time to stop Stop the hurt, stop the hate, stop the war, stop the pain. Ain't gonna not crime, it's time to change. We can save the world, we can save more lives. Choose peace instead. Let's forgive each other. Let's unite and all come together. Stop violence and the wars. No, it's time for us to change. End gang, gun and knife crime. It's time to take a stand. Let's light a candle of hope. Pray for peace in this world. It's time to save more lives. Choose peace and love instead. Learn to forgive each other. Stop the hurt, stop the hate, stop the war, stop the pain. Ain't gonna not crime, it's time to change. We can save the world, we can save more lives. Choose peace instead. Let's forgive each other. Stop the hurt, stop the hate, stop the wars, stop the pain. Ain't gonna not crime, it's time to change. Wake up, rise up for peace. We can change the world if we learn to forgive each other. Know we are all sisters and brothers. No, peace and love is the answer.
Wow.
Oh, thank you
Wow.
so much.
Wow. That was
It's a very
awesome.
poignant song. Every time I watch it, it just touches my heart. Choose
Yeah.
peace and love instead. Peace is the answer. And it just being a humanitarian, it just makes my heart. How many lives are lost? I mean, my husband was in the forces, living in an ex-forces house of which we're due to move out of.
Yeah.
And it would just be really lovely if the whole world come together as one. And let's stop the hurt, stop the hate, and gun and knife crime. It's time to change.
Yeah.
And in the UK alone, Rico, not last year, but the year before, there was 550,000 knife incidences in the UK alone, and it's been on the
Wow.
increase, and it's getting worse. And the youngsters carrying around knives, and attacking each other. And I know a young gentleman who was only 24, and he got attacked just going to the shops and stabbed to death. And I'd helped this particular gentleman and did a lot of life empowerment coaching. So that's also is in loving memory of him, because he sadly lost his life and he was only going to the shops. And my thoughts and healing prayers are with his family. So
Yeah.
let's end the war, stop the hurt, stop the hate, save lives, and then gun and knife crime. And let's all come together as one and light a candle of hope and love and peace as well. So you need this moment in time.
Amen. I agree. I definitely agree with that because I
Thank
think the
you.
war within ourselves sometimes of,
Yes,
loneliness, depression, and also how
yes,
we were raised in certain neighborhoods too. Sometimes people,
yes,
that's
it's
the
so
only thing
true.
they know, right? In
Yes,
regards to how they take away from others. But I think, with more messages or having a figure in these kids' life, and it's the youth. Before it was more of the adults that was actually doing a lot of the crime and killing. Now it's the young one, the kids that's actually
It
doing that,
is.
that actually grew up in where they thought that it was either cool or that's the only way they were able to live to survive as well.
Yeah.
And also the mentality behind it as well, right? The mentality of, you know, I might just snap in a minute and then want to kill somebody. Comes with music, comes with movies that you watch, and also the social media that you watch as well too.
Yes.
And it really does affect where you have, once again, you have that good and you have that bad of a war within each other as
That's so
well.
true,
So
Rico, isn't it? And I
yeah,
think that's where, praying for more peace and writing social conscious songs all about peace.
sure,
I'm a true believer that words have a huge impact,
they
especially
do.
when you're sending out positive words to this world, because it lights that candle of hope to those that are living in war-torn countries, and those that are at war with one another. Because when they see that candle of hope, they think, actually, I don't really want to fight.
Right,
I really do want peace. But
right.
they just need somebody to say, hey, all you've got to do is forgive each other and choose peace instead.
I like that. So, you know, one of the one of the things is about um, world peace
Yes.
is how we make people laugh and have a great time joking.
Yes.
Meaning that for them to be able to have their
I'm
mind
not
on
listening to
other
people.
things that make them smile and make them be able
Yes.
to say, "Oh my God, that was such a funny joke," right? And also to be able to give them something to be able to connect with, to make them let them know the world is not all that bad. The world
No.
is actually what you can try and make it. But also,
Yes.
once again, it's having that figure or someone to be able to take them out of that as well. Speaking of, which comes to my next thing, and we're down to the last few minutes. We're almost done, Deborah. We're almost done, and I really don't like this,
Oh,
but I
bless
know
you.
I have to let you go to sleep. But at the same time, too, I appreciate you being here once again. I do want
Oh, thank you
I
so much.
I love talking about accolades. I love talking about how people have accomplished some things. Real
Oh, bless
quick,
you. Thank
if you
you.
could tell us some of your award winnings that you have actually accomplished, some milestones. So, you're multi award winning artist. So, what did you
Yes.
win?
Well, my first award that I got was from Panache Global Entertainment Awards back in 2018. And one of my friends actually put me forward for an award for my dedication and service to humanity and in the TV, music, entertainment world. So
Nice.
I was very blessed to then get contacted by Tess Peace, who's now a very close friend. She's one of my best friends. I call her Queen of Hearts because she's got such a big heart and she dedicates her life to be of service and does a lot of charity work in Lagos. She's got Panache Awards in Lagos now and
Okay.
also in the UK. And I'm now part of Panache Global Entertainment Awards. But that was my first award back in 2018. And then I also got a community award for my
Nice.
dedication of service within the community in 2018. And Princess Peace also asked me to open the awards by singing God Save Our Gracious Queen. So it was a very poignant year, that particular year, to be honest, for me in 2018. And after meeting Princess Peace, she said, Deborah, she said, I love you. I want you to be part of Panache Global Entertainment Awards. So
Awesome.
next minute became part of Panache, and we are a family and part of the executive team. And then in 2019, again, I did perform for Princess Peace and won another award.
Awesome.
And then sadly, we did go into the pandemic. So Princess Peace said, I want to do something. She calls me sis. And I said to her, we need to help the people. The world is in panic. There's so many people sadly losing their lives due to COVID. Let's, put our heads together. So Princess Peace said, we need to do COVID Hero Awards. So I said, fantastic idea. And I'm going to write a COVID hero song for Panache. So I put pen to paper, got in contact with my friend Mark Bussell, and I said, hey, Mark, I've got another project for you because we worked on so many different projects. And he said to me, what's this one then? I said, how do you fancy composing the music for the Panache anthem for the COVID Hero Awards? So he said, I'm there. Just tell me where and when, and I'm there. So I wrote the lyrics for the song. Mark come on over. We recorded it, and then we went back up to Panache Awards when we came out of lockdown, because we was in lockdown for quite a while. So we didn't end up doing it, unfortunately. I think it was 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt very blessed to sing the Panache anthem in front of all of the COVID heroes, and in loving memory of all of the heroes that sadly lost their lives during COVID times, and to all of their families as well. So that was a very memorable time for me, and won a few awards over the years now. My recent one was Dorset Community Impact Awards, again for my dedication of service. I won that one last year. I also won an award with Extraordinary Achievers through Lady Waynette for my dedication of service in the music industry. And I think that was the year before last, I won that particular award, and won a couple of other awards as well. So I just feel very blessed. It's not all about the awards. I'm a very humble person. If I can make a difference in this world and bring hope and produce social conscious music, or empower people to believe themselves, and follow their hearts and never give up on hope on their dreams, I know that I've done a good thing. Or entertaining people, when I'm on a film set, and uplifting them and making them smile, like you, Rico, as well. When you smile, the whole world smiles with you. But just to uplift somebody that's going for a hard time, because you never know what people are going through.
That's
So
true.
I love to bring
That's
people
true.
hope.
That's
And that's
awesome.
what it's all about. But I feel so blessed to now be matron of Panache Global Entertainment Awards. I feel blessed to be ambassador for Wake Up, Rise Up for Peace, and to keep producing all of these, wonderful charity songs. I've done a charity song for Help the Aged, for Bernardo's, Help the Homeless. Also, I've been doing a lot of charity work for Hope for Food, which is a local charity in our area, when I organise events and markets, and I do raffles and raise money for local charities. And just before Christmas, Rico, I went out and got lots of presents for the homeless people, because I'm very passionate about helping the homeless, because we were homeless when my husband came out of the RAF back in 2001, before we got blessed with our house many months later through Hague Housing, who house ex-servicemen. And we've been in this house 24 years this year, but we're due to move on now onto pastures new. So we're moving on Tuesday, and moving to a different area where, again, I can get involved in local community projects and help people that keep producing social conscious music and go on film set, and whatever comes my way. I'm already involved in lots of different things already. I'm going to be writing a song now, Stand Up to Bullies, because a lot of people go through bullying. I've gone through bullying myself as well. And I think it's really important that people stand up to bullies and, remind bullies who are quite often hurting themselves to be kind to one another, and not set out to intentionally hurt others as well. So that's going to be another song that I'm going to be writing very soon. I've just written and released a trigeminal neuralgia song. So I cover lots of different, topics really in different charities as well. So I feel very honoured. But I would also like to send my thoughts and healing prayers to one of my artists who sadly just crossed over, to his family, Robert Shringley Wolf. And he'd been battling cancer for some time, and I found out literally this morning he sadly lost his battle. So my thoughts and healing prayers are with his beautiful wife, Michelle Ann, and his family, and may you fly high with the angels, Robert, and I know you will be singing with the angels in heaven and shining your light down on everybody. So I'd like to send my healing prayers out to Michelle Ann and to all of his family. And I'm so blessed, to have worked with Robert Shringley Wolf. He was another fantastic artist, and you can actually find his song on K-Dragon Records YouTube channel. It's just on there. So if you just put Robert Shringley Wolf, you will find it.
Gotcha.
So yes, I'd like to send a little prayer out
Deborah,
to his family.
Man, I wish that I had more time, because there's so much I know that you have since I last talked to you, but you have such a big heart for people.
Oh, thank you
have
so
a
much.
big heart for the world. But another
Oh, thank
award
you.
that you've won, and we have to, we got to get out of here, but I got to make sure I give this to you. So you won this award,
Oh, bless you.
right?
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. I just wear that with pride. Thank you. I love it. Thank you
And
so,
tell
so
your
much. I'll
moms,
send you
tell
my
your
address.
moms I didn't make this myself.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, Rico. I'll send you my new address and post
Okay,
it to you.
yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
But I want to
I
thank
love
you.
it.
I want to thank you so much for being on the show as far as with
Oh,
us
thank you so
today.
much.
It's been a blast. I had such it was such great catching up with you, and also to be able to understand as far as more
Oh,
about your
thank you.
journey, and also rest in peace, and also to the family as well. We have prayers to the family, but we have to put up your
Thank
social
you.
media real quick for people to be able to find you. So here is the
Oh,
first
thank you
one.
so much.
Yes, YouTube, Deborah Fenella. Make sure you go and
Thank you all
subscribe
so,
to
so
her
much. And thank you,
YouTube
Rico.
channel.
Keep shining bright. And thank you
Yeah,
for all the amazing work that you do,
thank
uplifting
you,
everybody. I'm eternally grateful to you, and I'm eternally grateful to everybody. And
thank
keep
you.
shining bright. Keep following your hearts, and peace is the answer.
Yes, yes.
And
And we
spread
got a
the
few
love.
more. We got a few more that we got to bring up. So I want everybody to know how to get in contact with you. Instagram, of course,
Oh,
Deborah
thank you so much.
Fenella. Make sure you guys go there on Instagram. Here's the next one. The next one is Deborah.Fenella on Facebook. And this next one, everybody, you guys going to see what's going to happen with this one. Yes, this is her website, everybody. It's Deborah Fenella, a songwriter, COUK. Yes, make sure you put that all in there, right? And make
Thank you
sure
so
you
much.
guys go and find out more about her. But Deborah, thank you so much for being on the show with
Oh,
us
thank you
today.
so, so much. And thank you, everybody. God
Yes,
bless you all. And thank you so much for inviting me back on your show. I'm so grateful. And
thank you,
keep
love,
shining
and we'll
bright.
keep in contact with you, okay?
Definitely.
All right,
Thank you
everybody
so
put
much,
your hands
Rico.
together.
And thank you to the production team as well. Thank you all so much. God bless. Thank you.
Ciao.
Take care. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. All right,
Bye.
everybody, we got to get out of here. It's your boy Rico No Suave. Thank you guys so much for being with us here on the Rico No Suave show today. As you know, hey, we're worldwide, everybody, and the reason why we're worldwide because there's really great people that does great things that's out there around the world. So make sure you please go in and share that love for Deborah Fenella, the singer, the songwriter. Man, she's winning awards, and also she's an actress. But thank you guys so much. We're going to show you our social media before we get out of here, everybody. And of course, it's our website at www.thericonosuaveshow.com. Make sure you go ahead and check us out there at the Rico No Suave Show. And we have another one. Yes, Instagram. Yes, make sure you go and follow us at Instagram, Rico No Suave Show, everybody. That's where you'll be able to find us. Here's the next one. The next one is Facebook. Yeah, that's right. Rico No Suave Show. Go ahead and go ahead and follow us there, and you'll get updated. Our next one is, yes, YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, everybody. Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you subscribe. I think we got a couple more that we can show you. It goes into a podcast, mixcloud.com. That's Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you go ahead and follow us there. And last but not least, our partner, Red Coral Universe. Make sure you go to Red Coral Universe /Rico No Suave Show. Go ahead and watch our previous episodes. Everybody, we got to get out of here. We hope you had a great time as far as with us on the show. And once again, we're here to give you nothing but the best as much as we can. We'll see you next time as we end off the show just like this.